Hiya. Yeah, I meant to go out and do the video outside, but then it started raining, so I can't focus on outside. Okay, it worked. I bet if I move the camera a little bit. No. Oh, fine. It's still focused on outside. Fine. I guess I was gonna go for a walk and like just share my thoughts, but basically I don't even. It was one of the things I like not wanted to have told you from the beginning, but later on it like got added to the list. So, and basically I don't even remember how I phrased it, because some things, like some people, I don't know how to like say, because if I even say kind of something, then maybe somebody will know who they are. And also I realized it's not about protecting something that I don't think is acceptable, but it is about not pointing them out. So basically, like, one of the people who contributed to making me suicidal at the time actually live in another country, but they did it, nowadays with technology you can literally connect with anybody, and like they did it like from there through something like that. And this person that I know, that I'm close to, and this kind of relates, I haven't even told you this, but like I didn't know at first. I wanted to like, I don't know, I didn't like when I saw somebody's like on my Facebook on one of my posts, like from one of those people, because it would remind me of what they done all the time and make me feel bad, and also just remind me of the time. And it was like, what are you liking my post for? You didn't even like me. You didn't even like my life. Like, you didn't even like me enough to want me alive, and you're acting like you're liking my post and whatever. But then there's no option you can unlike somebody's. Like, you can't make someone unlike your post. The only option would have been I could have asked them, and then that would look bad on me. Like, I actually tried that once, but I feel like that just makes, and then they can say, or they can make it out, or it just looks like as if you're having like random issues, like anger issues or something, that you're like asking somebody not to like your like stuff. And I don't know why they would even do that, but I can't unlike him, so it was kind of like a weird dynamic. And I guess I thought I'd figured it out through time, but I kind of not. I kind of haven't, I think. Like, I still don't know, because then it's like weird, because some of these people I thought were friends, like, so I knew them, and I knew them, and I'd seen a different side to them than this. But one person that I'm close to is close to them, so I have them in between, and it's like, maybe actually I figured since that maybe there's still subconscious fear of any kind of, I was gonna say abusement, well, like any kind of, abusement, because like I wouldn't know still some things I wouldn't know still how to handle. But I was gonna say all this in that one video I wanted to make, but another development has happened, so yeah, then I haven't even like unfriended them, but like I didn't know what to do. It's only because of that person in between. Like, out of fairness to them, and I also like would like to unfriend them, but I also think, because I'm really not a blocker most of the time. If somebody gives me a really like a reason, then I will. But it's not like, oh, somebody did something I didn't like, block. And well, this is a deep reason and a big reason, but yes, because I knew them before. I don't know, or do I just not have the guts? But also, So, because of that person in between, and so, you know, they can then go ahead and say, well, why are they still friends on Facebook? And it's kind of like, I mean, you can literally, and I have added a wide range of people as well since this started. But really, and this was going to be actually another video, but because it's the same people, and I don't want them to think that, oh, everything is fine, because no, it's not. But what can I do about it if they like my comment, like my post? I actually don't want them to. I wish there was an option from Facebook that you can kind of unlike it. So, in the same kind of dynamic, so I didn't want to see that person who contributed, and I said that, and I wouldn't know how to face these people. I said that I wouldn't know how to forget the feeling, what that felt like, and I wouldn't know how to face these people. I mean, why would I want to? And I haven't since. Also, this is another thing, but it was all gonna go in that video, but like, basically, like, one person I'm close with is close to one of these people, and the one who lives in another country. So the person I'm close with is I am close to wanted to go to that country, and now it's like I can't. Like, I don't know how to face them. And I can't even say why, because then they will deny it and they will lie. What did we do? Oh, how were we supposed to know this and this and that? Things that they did on purpose, because they knew it would hurt me and upset me and like get me into that. Well, hurting or upsetting would have been something I could have dealt with, but getting me into that state of mind and deeper into it when I was in it. But yeah, this is actually, I want to have told you because it was a while ago. When I was gonna actually just tell you, the time will probably come. And also, like, we used to like travel together, and it was really nice. But well, due to other reasons, I also didn't used to go to that country, but like so much. But also, these would be like. And that was before I had the capacity to, like, the capacity for self-validation, and due to that, but that's a whole ripple effect. Like, I would have to explain another thing and another thing. I might do that in a video, because then at least, like, I've, like, said why. And after I was saved, I feel like I just began to think this would have been the right time, you know, to do like traveling and like, I mean, I enjoyed life more, and it was just like, it felt like I can't even say some of the things because I wouldn't, I think it would begin to point out some of these people who they were. But I mean, even back in the day, my teacher, I think we kind of guessed it, and then I wouldn't even have known, like, I didn't know that person in person, so I wouldn't have known even what to do, but, like, they didn't point them out, but I could kind of guess it. So, I don't know if people, like, guess it, but I feel like that's the thing, protecting somebody is different from, like, deciding not to point them out. So I was gonna tell you the story where I was thinking, I began to think, if it hadn't been for that, or if these people had, like, genuinely, like, accepted and genuinely been sorry, not just said sorry so that they can say, what more do you want? I said, like, what do you want? I said sorry. Like, but actually genuinely care. Well, they would have, if they'd cared, they wouldn't have done it. But if they had kind of, I haven't heard a peep since. And I mean, I was gonna say all this in the video, but I haven't heard a single word. And like, in a way, I thought to myself, well, you know, I'm glad I didn't, because at least I don't have to deal with that. Them now coming and acting as if, you know, but like, what do you want, or as if nothing was wrong or something. But at least, like, I mean, the thing is, wouldn't you care if you genuinely had thought that you had done nothing wrong? Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, I cut my finger. But anyway, it was like, wouldn't you kind of worry, like kind of like think, I haven't heard from her. Like one person we used to meet every second week, approximately. And all of a sudden, if there's silence, if you really thought you had done nothing, wouldn't you be surprised and like wonder what happened and kind of maybe concern or worry might even be true, but wouldn't you kind of want to know what's up and if they're okay, or like if wouldn't you feel like, is there anything I did or something? Maybe check, hey, are you busy? What are you up to? Let's meet again or something. So it's basically more of a statement of they didn't care enough to even like, I didn't even get a single peep. I didn't hear, I think that's the German saying, but I didn't hear a peep from them. It's just like, as much as a peep, like it takes a mouse a second to peep or something. I didn't even hear that much. It's kind of our saying in Germany. So not that I wanted that, or I'm asking for it, because I'm not. Because like, it's like they took themselves out by their behavior, but ooh, okay, the sky is blue again. Well, I could have gone out, but I think these drops look so pretty. I didn't know it focuses on these drops so well, by the way, but now I know. I even was gonna tell you this by the time I thought, well, this could, a part of me kind of wants to go and travel and go to that country. I just like I wouldn't know how to face them, and I don't see why I should. See what I mean with a sorry? Like, if at least the person was genuinely sorry. Of course, if they just say sorry, so you can't say they didn't say sorry, and they can just kind of say, well, what else do you want? I already apologized. Then that's kind of not the same, because like, you're capable of wiping someone's life out, but you're not capable of like, the sorry gets wiped out by that. The sorry doesn't wipe that out, if that makes sense. No, did I say it right? That doesn't get wiped out with a sorry, yeah. So I don't know how to like explain it, because I need to like think so that I don't point out and this and that. But that person wanted, so this person I'm close with, like, so I was just beginning to think. So some of these things that did used to stand in the way, I felt like after being saved, like, hey, I'm, this would be the right time, and I'm becoming the person who would really enjoy to do those things. And because of that, I can't, because they don't even like care. Like, I see it kind of a way, and it's beneficial to them if I don't say anything, because then it's like, well, she didn't even say anything, so what did we do? Acting like they didn't do anything. And then if you do say something, they deny it and lie more about it, so you end up not knowing what to say, and then you can't say anything, or you can't say anything because you might get more abuse for saying something, for speaking out. But this is all stuff, like, some of this was already gonna be in a video if I'd had the time to make that video. So to me, it's like as if I've told you, but I haven't even told you. So maybe now you're gonna hear a double, because I might still say it in that video. Or, I don't know, hopefully. Well, if I still make the video. But, like, and so I just thought, but I wouldn't know how to go, because it seems like I will never get that. It's not like I need a sorry to be okay, because I wouldn't want a fake sorry, and it's not just like something you just say sorry about, that you almost like you're willing to wipe somebody's life out in in that way. But I could have maybe begun to consider, or like it could have just been like, you could have worked something out or something. Like, I would have kind of liked to travel with a person who's in between, who they are close to, but I'm not. And it would have been, but I can't tell you, because then I would have to mention the type of relationship it was, so that then I would like need to say who they were. But I began to think it would have been nice to have this and this, like, blank, like, type of relationship, or to let them be that for me finally, because now it's ripened for me to be ready. See what I mean? I can give an example with, after these findings about moms, and I actually haven't found the words yet, but because I thought to myself, well, I don't know, I can't really, how can you love someone more than a mom? So it's not really like more love. And then I thought, is it a greater capacity? Because I think my capacity kind of hadn't really changed, like kind of grew by when I accepted God back then. He helped me, so due to him I have a greater capacity than before. But like, that was kind of the main point. I know capacity always evolves, but I was like, it's not really capacity. But I found the words, it's depth. And I began to see, grandmas online. When I see somebody post a picture of their grandma, I just have love for them. And it's like, I made this joke in my mind, like, I don't even know them. I don't even know you, but it's like, but you're in this world because of them, so I love them. It's like I just have love for them, even though I don't know them. So it was kind of like a general grandma thing or mom thing, and so it'd be nice to appreciate, like, maybe the same way I can see these grandmas as a grandma, like, almost like, how it says mom is mom's mom, so grandma's grandma's grandma in a way. Even though they aren't my grandma, they could be, like, they might as well be. It's kind of like, I could respect them as a grandma, or, I mean, sure, there's something that closeness that my grandma knows me in a way that no other grandma would know me, but I might as well be. And there is an elderly lady who actually treats me as if they're fourth grandchild or something. So like, in that sense, I began to think it would be nice, and I could accept these people as, like, this would be the right time to do so. But then I have that standing in the way, that they were capable and fine with doing that and not even being sorry. Or if you really don't know, I was going to say that in the video too, then you make sure that you are clear on what you are participating in before you participate in it, or what you are about to participate in it. You don't just do something and then, oh, whoops, I made someone suicidal. Oh, side effect, mistake. Anyway, let's not even communicate with them, let alone say sorry. Like, I don't want, because if they came to, as we say, kiss someone's behind, apologies, then, like, by saying sorry, like, that's not what I'm saying, right? But I think you guys are gonna get it. But like, if those people were to hear it, they might just use it for, like, then say sorry, like, what do you want now? You said sorry. So I didn't know how to go into the country, and like, I felt like it would have been the right time to go, but then, like, because some of these people live there, and like, how could I, because I would have liked to, I like the fact that I got to, like, enjoy things now that I didn't used to kind of have the capacity to, like, see that way even enough to enjoy it. And maybe in another video I might explain it in more depth, but, and I thought to myself, because the person who would travel through that country, by the next time they would go, oh, that will probably be at least, like, probably half a year or a year, so I will get the time to, like, decide. Although I don't want to go, because I can't, because I wouldn't, in that way it's set up, I wouldn't go and travel without seeing that person. Because they're close to the person in the middle. So they will definitely see, like, because of who they are, and I can't say it, because then I'll begin to point things out. And that's why I couldn't, because if I could just travel somewhere else, or just with them, then I'll be fine, I wouldn't need to face them. It's like, it's just like, because they don't, it's like they might not even want to be there because they didn't even want me alive. See what I mean? Well, I had a whole video plan about the, like, this is, I've been wanting to, but, because then I thought, well, I don't want to spread grudges. I was worried that it might be that, but it wasn't gonna be that. But looking back now in retrospect, I know that, and I recognize that I found my voice during that time, which is why I wanted to voice what I had found. You see what I mean? And yeah, so I'm still planning to do this because it's one of the things I want to have said. But what came of it was, because sometimes some other countries, a lot of things are, like, more affordable there. So living within our means and things. And there were a couple of things I'd already asked them before any of this happened, or before I decided that for myself, but I don't really, that I wouldn't, I don't know what I would kind of face. I don't even, like, what am I gonna face them or see them for? It's not a facing, like, running away. It's like, they didn't even say a peep. I said that, so they don't even want, if they don't have anything, want to have anything, but even if they did, like, I don't even, or if they do, I don't even, like, but the thing is this, and it's not kind of holding grudges, or because I know about forgiveness, and I have learned that forgiveness is for me first, or because you will feel better that you don't have to carry that around. But if it was genuine from their side, then the least you could ask for is a sorry. Even if it's like a sorry doesn't wipe out that, but if genuinely, you know, they hadn't known and this and that. So one of the things I wanted to tell you, I feel like I had to say a lot that I, in my mind, already put it in the video, but I haven't actually. And I didn't have time, but I also didn't have the capacity that, like, I didn't, like, to handle, you know, time. I know time is a construct, but, like, to prioritize in a way that I utilize my time to the max, and having the system in place where I've learned that a system takes us to the goals, but I don't have any experience with such systems and which ones work best and this stuff. So this might take some time in itself to find out about time management, and to learn how to utilize our time best might take at least a bit of time to actually learn how to utilize time, actually utilize it till you get to the point to utilize it, because you're still learning about utilizing time, and that in itself takes time. Lol. Like, my teacher, I think she did that kind of better. She just, like, from the moment that she shared that with us, it seemed like she had already had a system in place that was working perfectly for her or something. Maybe it just looked like that to me, because they were so far ahead of us that it looked like as if they had their whole lives figured out and were, like, living this perfect life or something. But, you know, I don't know what it would have looked like from her point of view then, because I can see that now that I reached sort of stages where she was at the time, it's looking perfect because of God, and everything is like, I have happiness in every day and positivity. I have a positive attitude, but it's not like your life is suddenly perfect. There's definitely challenges in every day still, like, because we need them to grow and to learn. So maybe there could be a more perfect version out there of doing this, but I'm attempting it, and to the best of my capacity, and to the best of my involvement. As long as that doesn't become an excuse, you know, I've been attempting to do this. This video is, like, super long. I thought it was gonna be 10 minutes, but that's probably because I said a lot of things that in my mind I've already told you guys. So first thing that, because I wanted to tell you this, but before I even got to tell you that, oh, probably by the time they go, I'll have figured something out, because I would like to travel with that person. It would have been nice to, because finally have the capacity to be that person who could freely, like, do those things, like, enjoy them, but there are some reasons to that, but then the video would be even longer. Oh, also, I don't have that much battery, which I thought was good, because then at least the video won't get that long and I would have to hurry up. It's not even a problem for me, but I don't know how it's received by people, if they have the attention, like the attention span, or the, yeah, or the patience, and, like, you know, maybe when you guys let me know, I don't know. Yeah. So, but then, almost as if, like, to kind of, almost as if, but I can't even say it, because then they just, like, how would we have known that? And it's like, it's so easy to hide when it's an emotional injury that you're putting someone through, like, cruelty to the soul, basically. You can kind of, it's like invisible to other people, so they don't know how well that person actually knew me and stuff. That they knew, like, the perfect pain to put me in. so I don't know, maybe I'm not gonna say, but it was like on cue. Oh, the next day, oh, you know, I'm thinking to travel to so and so the country, and I'm like, okay, because they're telling me now, and then like tomorrow they're gonna travel, and they literally tomorrow we will book the tickets. I'm like, hello, tomorrow? Like, who decides that within a day? I mean, I know there's like some people who are super spontaneous, but these are like the kind of people you maybe heard of once and never even met one because it's so not done. And so then they sold me, I want to say I don't know the story because it just seems so unlikely. But then like you can't say anything because then they can say you're making allegations that they told you something that wasn't true or whatever. But it was like interesting. I'm gonna just relate the story to you and you can decide for yourself because I was thinking it today, so how could I have told you earlier? And like tomorrow the tickets are being booked, and then they're gonna travel within a month, which is like the month is almost over. And the good news is that I'm getting to make this video and on time because I have to now make it. But you know, and I'm the kind of person, and they know that I like really take my time, like mentally prepare myself. Especially for certain things in life. Like, for example, I don't know, I can't even put the example because it's gonna be like, but like, for example, you're used to seeing someone all the time or a lot and they're not gonna be there for a long time. Because some countries it's easier to travel to. Okay, cool. If I'm gonna travel to like Scotland from here, then it's like easier than if I travel to Russia or I travel to China or I travel to Utah, you know. That's the thing, because of where the country is too, it just isn't a country you just hop to quickly once because you feel like it. But even that isn't done much, even if it's quite close. I mean, there's different people and different walks of life. And if somebody like does camping all the time and they kind of feel like it, so I know there's like spontaneous people, but like families, but a lot of time, like especially us and me, and from that background, we definitely like plan things out more. And it was almost as if, just like on cue, like when I thought, like just after I decided I would figure something out by the time they probably go, because that isn't done so quickly. Oh, boom, okay, the next day or something. Oh, by the way, I'm thinking to travel there. And by the way, tomorrow, and actually they only told me that they were going to book the tickets the next day because I asked when you're going to book the tickets. And then I tried to like put it on their friend, that their friend booked the tickets for them, and they only asked them so late. First of all, like, give your friend the respect to book the tickets like later, to like give them the option to actually plan their lives. So it's kind of the thing, I can't really say would I know, but it just feels like but this is the kind of thing they have said, even when it wasn't true, and just put it on the other person. Oh, so and so told me then, because they didn't want to take the blame. So like, I wasn't there, I can't really say it didn't happen. But also, do you see why it seems unlikely also? Because how are you gonna plan everything in a day? How do you take off your commitments in a day? Right? And if I told you this, then it's easy for them to say, see, look, you know, like, I'm kind of just like, that it's all in my mind and all this stuff. My teacher, back in the day, they told me I was crazy. And I have to say that I didn't know what she meant, because I thought, you know, what's the big deal? Because if you know you're not crazy, so it's like, I understand now that what really happened was they attempted to convince her that she didn't know what she knew, and hadn't heard what she'd heard, and hadn't seen what she'd seen. So like convincing her to make her begin to doubt herself, to the point where you can't say that somebody's making you suicidal, because even though you know they try to tell her so much that none of that actually happened. But now that I'm in it, I get it. Because I feel like that's not simply calling someone crazy. That's attempting to make them believe they're crazy. That's attempting to convince them that they're crazy. And this luckily didn't happen, I would think, to either of us. But I'm sure the people that happens, that it actually goes to the point where maybe that person even begins to consider and doubts themselves so much. Like, thinks, am I crazy? To the point where they accept so much that is actually so unacceptable simply from repetition. And I didn't used to know that actually repetition already, it doesn't really make you believe it, but I don't have a better word for it. It makes you begin to believe, simply because it's been repeated to you so often. This has been done to me. I didn't know that, but it was, before I was saved and acting out of injury, I actually had like the worst tools at times. So sometimes I just didn't even have the self-worth or self-love enough to own up to something. I don't know how to explain it, because when it's a video like this, they can then go ahead and say so easily, oh, so see, blah blah blah. But like, the thing is, I didn't used to know, and I experienced it once, and actually it makes you like kind of believe it even though you know better, because simple repetition can do that. It's kind of, so that's actually really bad. But I learned, oh wow, because I used to think, because there was things I repeated, but I thought that person already knows very clearly. But being in the position, I was like, oh, this actually, like, it attempts to convince you before you even like know that that's possible, because it's only repetition, but but it's being repeated all the time. Repeated. What is that? Well, there's another part to that story. So let me organize my mind here for a second, because and it's like, no, couldn't go, because that it was already, I'm the kind of person. But even if you're going to say what kind of person you are isn't my problem, which if you're something at least like friends or something, then I think you would kind of respect each other. But like, even for your own life, how do you take care of everything in a day? The person must have told you earlier, and it really just, it just comes off as if somebody enjoys to hurt somebody, because they know how much time that person would have needed, or that it would have made sense for them to decide